Honestly, it's like hot as a motherfucker in here. But this video is brought to you by yours truly, Andrea Clement, your transformational life coach and reinvention mentor. I am in Costa Rica and I'm in this cute little movie room. It's set up so that people can watch movies on that screen right back there. And I couldn't find anywhere else to record this video, so here I am in this compact little room where I had to turn off the AC because you wouldn't be able to hear me if it was on. So without further ado, let's get started. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the 10 simple yet very powerful and effective habits that I've developed in my daily routine in order for me to live a better life and become the woman who I've always dreamt of being. Most people don't realize that your habits, your daily habits, what you choose to do on a daily basis makes up who you are. And who you are on a daily basis defines what your life looks like or is going to look like. So when I was newly recovered from drugs and alcohol this last time, just over 2 years ago, I decided to do things a little bit differently. And this time I decided to reinvent myself and reinvent my life, because I knew there was this woman inside of me that was waiting to get out and fighting to get out, but I could never quite get to the point of where I wanted to be. I quickly realized that I needed to start developing some habits, daily habits. And how I did this and how I determined which habits I was going to take on was by looking at the type of woman that I dreamt of being. So I envisioned the woman that I wanted to be. And I thought about what different habits would this particular woman have. And I came up with quite a few. And then I started to implement them into my life on a daily basis. I didn't overhaul my habits overnight. And as someone in recovery, habits were something that I was really lacking. Good, positive habits, I mean. I did have some bad habits, but the good quality habits that were going to really make up my life and benefit me in the long run were nowhere to be found. So if you're in recovery and you are so far gone from any positive routine or habit in your life, this video is perfect for you. I have the 10 habits that really helped change my life over time. Again, this wasn't a miracle cure overnight, and I did have to develop some of these habits slowly but surely. But each and every one of these habits has helped me tremendously in becoming the woman who I am today, which is the type of woman who follows through with her goals, the type of woman who goes after her dreams, the type of woman who is finally going after her heart's truest desires and has created a life of travel and freedom for herself. A woman who no longer looks to drugs and alcohol for comfort, for anxiety relief, and for confidence. So without further ado, let's begin. Number 1. Number 1 is that I started to make my bed every single morning without fail. You heard that right. I do not go any morning without making my bed. And it might seem like such a small, minute little habit that really doesn't signify much. But one, when you come from a life of chaos, complete chaos, anxiety and depression, making your bed is actually quite a big task. But once it becomes your daily routine, nothing feels better than starting your day with a made bed. Because I don't know about you, but every time in the past when I would pass by my bedroom and I would see that my bed was in shambles, it would drive me nuts. But for some reason, I wouldn't do anything about it. I just wasn't the type of girl the type of woman that would actually, do something about something that was bothering me. So for me to make my bed every morning really helped start my day off on the right foot. But also, I no longer have that feeling of chaos when I pass by my room or when I go into my room. I feel like things are orderly, and it really does somehow help my anxiety. So if you are the type of person who says fuck it and doesn't make their bed, I suggest you trying that simple little habit. Number 2 on my list is expressing gratitude every single day. So as many of you probably already know, especially if you've been around the Girl Don't Settle Facebook group or YouTube channel, I talk about this often, but every single morning I put my hand on my heart and I list off at least 5 to 10 things that I'm grateful for in my life in that moment. And I try to come up with different ones daily. This not only starts my day off on the right foot with the right mindset, but when you show gratitude to life, life will show gratitude to you by really bringing forth other things to be grateful for. I'm talking being grateful for the smallest, minute things to the bigger things in life, like your health and the fact that you're still alive and breathing today. But even the little things like, that kind man who opened the door for you at the grocery store yesterday, or, the fact that you got a good night's rest. The fact that the sun is shining today, or the fact that you were able to have a nice chat with your girlfriend on the phone yesterday. Whatever it is, find at least 5 to 10 things every single morning to be grateful for, and you will see how that will help you start your day on a positive note, and how even when things go wrong throughout your day, you seem to be able to handle it better, and you're a bit more resilient because you have started and grounded yourself with a grateful heart. Number 3 on my list is meditation. Meditation. I cannot say enough about how meditation has helped me in my life. Not only because I am one who suffers with anxiety, social anxiety. My mind is always running rampant, like, girl, it is going crazy up in there. But since I started meditating a few years ago, daily for at least 10 minutes a day, and usually just Monday to Friday, because on the weekends I tend to be a little bit more slack, my life has definitely improved. Not only has it calmed my mind and helped me become a more calm being, but another great benefit of meditation is that you can start your meditation off with an intention or a question. And this is like what I love so much about it, is that I am able to connect with my higher power through meditation. And some days I go in with a question, like, how can I serve women better? Or I might start off with an intention, like, today is going to be a day filled with adventure. Today I am going to live without fear. Today I'm going to push myself out of my own comfort zone. Or sometimes I meditate and I picture a beautiful white light shining through my head and into my body. And that bright light is a representation of positive energy. And sometimes I just want to start my day off with beautiful, positive, light energy, especially if I had a rough day the day before and I want to start my day off again on a great foot. So if you haven't tried meditation yet, I would definitely recommend that. And All too often I hear people say, Andrea, I can't meditate. I got a monkey mind. My mind's like a mile a minute. There's no way that I can naturally calm my mind down long enough to be still and meditate. I call bullshit. No joke. I call bullshit on that, because where there's a will, there's a way. And the more you practice, the better you will get at it. Trust me, my mind is going a mile a minute even when I meditate now, but there are moments in my meditation where I'm able to turn it off, and even those few seconds at a time are huge blessings and huge milestones in my meditation practice. I am nowhere near where I want to be in my meditation practice, but you have to start somewhere. And I started with an anxious, overthinking, ADHD mind. So if I can do it, so can you. But again, it has to be something that you implement into your life daily. It has to become a daily habit so that you can get more practice and so that it becomes like second nature to you. And that goes with all these habits. That goes with any habit that you choose that you want to implement into your life to become the woman that you want to be. That could be the ones on this list, or that can be other ones that you come up with. In my 10-week Radically Reinvent Yourself program, we actually do that exact process. We look at who you want to become, who you want to reinvent yourself to be, the type of woman you would love to be, and we look at what habits this woman might have on a daily basis, and then we start to work towards those so that you can slowly but surely become that woman that you so desire to be, because she is in there. You just have to do the work to really become her. And I am a reinvention mentor, and I love helping women do this for themselves, because my life has never been the same since reinventing myself 2 years ago. Number 4 on my list is one that I did pretty strongly with only missing a few days for almost an entire year, Monday to Friday. I worked out for 10 to 15 minutes every morning. Yes, not 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes. I knew myself. If I looked at my past history, I knew that if I tried to go hard and promise myself that I was going to work out, 30 to 2 hours a day, I knew that it wasn't going to happen. I knew that I would do it for a few days and then that shit would be cut off real quick. But because I decided, you know what, I'm going to promise myself 10 minutes every morning before work, before I shower, before I get ready, because then I have no excuses. I only have to wake up 15 minutes earlier. It's not a big deal, but also what is 10 minutes, And if you get it done right at the beginning of the day, there's no room for excuses. So I was able to maintain that for almost a year. And now that I'm traveling and I'm staying in hotels and hostels, I am trying to get that habit back under control and try to re-implement that habit into my life. And it's coming along slowly but surely. But I can honestly say that just sticking to my 10 to 15 minutes every morning for that year really, really helped me. Because you know what it did? It proved to me that I am capable of sticking to a workout routine, and I am the type of woman who sticks to her convictions. I am the type of woman who makes promises to herself and keeps them. So whatever you have to do, if you are on a fitness journey or want to be on a fitness journey or eating healthy, nutritious journey, whatever it is, start small and do that repeatedly day in and day out until you can prove to yourself and your mind, your subconscious mind, because that's who's running the show, that you are the type of woman that can succeed at whatever it is she puts her mind to. Then that's when you can start building on that. You can add an extra 10 minutes, you can add an extra 20 minutes, you can add more healthy foods, whatever it is. Build on that, but start small, because you'll start to prove to yourself that, yeah, you are the type of woman who follows through. So I think that's the biggest way that has helped me is, yeah, I toned up a little bit. I got some muscles, girls, but I think the biggest thing was proving to myself that I could stick with a workout routine without giving up after the first, 4 days. Number 5. Number 5 on my list is daily affirmations. So yeah, I know you probably heard affirmations this, affirmations that. It might be overplayed, overdrawn, and you might be like, Andrea, I'm over it. Affirmations don't work. But I'm telling you that it's not simply telling yourself positive affirmations that really is the key here, but it is the repetition. And the more you repeat these specific affirmations to yourself day in and day out, your subconscious mind starts to really believe you. And that's why it's important to do these things daily. But when I say affirmations, for me, I don't have a specific time of day that I do this, but usually I'll try to do it in front of a mirror. So either when I'm brushing my teeth in the morning, or at some point if I go to the washroom, maybe after my shower. While I'm in the washroom, I look at myself in the mirror and I tell myself, Andrea, you are a beautiful human being, inside and out. Andrea, you are gonna kill it. Andrea, you have so much to offer the world. Andrea, I forgive you. Andrea, I love you. Andrea, you are enough. And doing that every single day might seem cheesy and it might seem a little excessive. But honestly, it isn't overkill, because when you come from a place of trauma, addiction, abuse, or anxiety and low self-esteem, this is something that you need. This is something that you need to retrain your brain to believe, because oftentimes we don't feel good from the inside. And unfortunately, we can't count on anyone else to remind us of our worthiness, or how enough we are, or how beautiful of a person we are. So we have to step up to the game for ourselves, and we need to do that for ourselves. So positive affirmations are definitely high up there on the list. The other way that you could do this is if you have a journal or a book. You can keep it by your bedstand or somewhere where it's going to remind you to do them daily, and just jot them down. Jot down, 5 to 10 things that you love about yourself. And even if they're things that you don't believe quite yet, still jot them down. Because again, the power of repetition is key here. Number 6 on my list is reminding myself throughout the day to remain in the moment. I don't know if you can relate, but oftentimes my monkey mind, my anxious ADHD mind, is thinking about 1,000,001 things, and I'm overthinking things. I'm thinking about all the things that I have to do. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna have for dinner. I'm thinking about what I didn't get done at work today. I'm thinking about what I have yet to do at home. I'm thinking about the fucking laundry, or I'm thinking about what I said to someone and replaying it over and over in my mind like a freaking crazy person. So I've really come to realize that reminding myself to get out of my head and remain in the moment is so freaking crucial. Like, there's nothing more powerful than bringing yourself back to the moment and grounding yourself in that moment. And grounding yourself can be just to observe. Stop for a second and observe everything that's around you. Observe the space that you're in. Maybe you can think about your feet planted on the ground and really feel the surface that you're standing on. If you're sitting at a table, grab the cup in front of you, or grab the pen in front of you and hold it and analyze it and look at it. Whatever it is, grounding is kind of like a meditation in that moment, where you're not completely turning off the thoughts in your mind, but you're remaining focused on one thing so that you're getting out of your own head. And for someone like me who suffers with crazy anxiety and irrational thoughts, it is so beneficial to do this and to catch myself and do this throughout the day. Number 7 on my list is Taking cold showers. Yeah, I know. I don't take full-on cold showers. Well, that's kind of a lie because here in Costa Rica, oftentimes I end up in a cold freaking shower, like super cold, no hot water type situation. But before coming to Costa Rica, I was already, practicing cold showers, and I wouldn't shower in a cold shower the entire time, but at the end of my warm or hot shower, I would intentionally turn it to cold and let it be on the back of my body for about 5 seconds and then the front of my body for about 5 seconds, so about 10 seconds in total. And I found that this really, really helped with my anxiety. It helped with clarity of the mind and focus. And it really kind of started my day off, on the right foot. And I felt like I had more energy right off the bat. So it's definitely something that I would try if I were you, if you're at home. It's something simple that you can implement into your day and see how it makes you feel. It's also really good for blood circulation to have, the hot water and then to the cold water. So I found that it also helped like my skin. It helped close my pores at the end of my shower. And in turn, I got less acne, which is always a benefit, right? Number 8. Number 8 on my list is list writing. Yeah, list writing. If you don't do it, I suggest you try it, because I used to be so disorganized and I had random lists all over the place that didn't really come together to help me in any beneficial way in my life. But when I started to be more intentional about my list writing and my daily to-do list writing, things got a lot better and I became a lot more productive. And in turn, it helped my self-esteem because I felt like a better person getting shit done. All right, so if you're feeling disorganized in your life, or you're feeling less than motivated and you feel like you just don't get enough done in a day, that could either just be your OCD or your type A personality. But if you're someone like me where you literally weren't getting much done throughout the day, lists are key. For me, I write lists, daily lists, so things that I need to get done the next day, and I also put them in the list by priority. So things that are most important, I'll either put asterisks next to them so that I know when I look at my list the next morning that these things really need to be at the top of my agenda for the day. And then when I get done those, then I can look at the other ones on my to-do list. This really helps me stay on track and, like I said, get a lot more done in my day. In the past, I would have, pushed the most important things, because usually those are the most difficult things. Oftentimes, those are the most difficult and challenging things that you need to do. And in the past, I would have, put those on the back burner, and I would have, procrastinated for weeks on end sometimes, because they're just things that I didn't feel like doing. But in the end, they were really important that I got them done. So you can imagine how beneficial it is to prioritize those things, get those things out of the way so that you can feel really good knowing that you're no longer a procrastinator, you're getting your shit done, you're taking care of business, and now you can feel good about yourself for the rest of the day while you get the smaller, easier tasks that maybe you like doing a little bit better. All right, number 9. Number 9 is not something that I actually started only 2 years ago, this last time I got sober, but it's something that I continued to do for the last several years, because it's one of those habits that has really, really, I feel, has benefited me greatly in different areas of my life. So I intermittent fast. Intermittent fasting is when you only eat between a certain window. I'm not super strict with this. I'm not like, oh my gosh, right at this specific time, that's when I'm gonna eat. But basically what I do personally, Monday to Friday, is I skip breakfast. And no, it is not true when they say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Yes, it is important to have a very healthy first meal of the day because it starts you off on the right foot. This seems to be a pattern here in this video, but that part is true. But the thing is, the time of day that you eat isn't as crucial. I have done a lot of studying and research on this, and I've also been my own case study. And intermittent fasting is very beneficial in many different ways. It is beneficial at, helping you lose weight, of course, because you're eliminating a whole meal's worth of calories. So if you are on a weight loss journey, this can really help you to lose those extra pounds. But not only that, it has been proven that it is very healthy to intermittent fast because it gives your body more time in the 24-hour span to start to focus and heal things that are going on in your body. When we're constantly stuffing our faces and we're constantly eating, our body has to work really hard at digesting that food that we're intaking. So the more time we give it to really focus on other important things and functions in our body, the better. And that's why even fasting for a day, and some people fasting for days and weeks on end, is so beneficial, is because your body needs that time to recharge. It needs time to focus on other things. And with the crap that we eat nowadays, our bodies are so busy trying to figure out how the hell to digest the foods that we're eating that it doesn't have time to sort out other ailments or other problems or other things that are going on in our body. And we wonder why we're sick as a society. I digress. But it has helped in those two ways. But I also find that as someone who loves food, and in recovery, I tend to gain a lot of weight because I replace my addictions with food addiction. And I'm a self-proclaimed food addict. I love food. I'm a foodie. But I also studied holistic nutrition in college, and I know what foods are better for me. I know what foods are nutritious. I know what foods will help heal my body and my mind and my gut. But being an addict and, having a love for delicious food, oftentimes unhealthy food, I suffer and struggle with that on a daily basis. But I find that if I prolong my first meal of the day, I don't crave eating as much. I don't crave eating as often. So I don't know if you can relate, but have you ever noticed that when you eat your first meal, after that you're hungry every 2 to 3 hours, like clockwork? Yeah, well, that's how I am. That's how my body functions. So if I push my meal back by 5 or 6 hours, that is almost 3 meals that I am stopping myself from craving or from having the urge to eat. And for me, that is muy bien. I probably just butchered that, but that's okay. I'm trying to practice my Spanish, guys. I'm going to be traveling Central America for the next 6 months or so bear with me, and don't judge. But yeah, intermittent fasting, it's great. I started doing it years ago when I did the keto diet, and I had lost 30 pounds doing the keto diet while intermittent fasting. And I just kept up with the intermittent fasting part, and I try to just eat healthy and intuitively throughout the week. All right, so last but not least, guys, number 10. Number 10 is that every single day I make it a point to learn something. Whether that's reading, listening to an audiobook, listening to a podcast, watching a YouTube video, or studying online and taking online courses, I make it a point to spend at least 30 minutes to an hour every day learning something new or taking in some type of educational content. If you know me, you know that my motto is learn, heal, grow, give back. And I need to continue to learn. I'm constantly learning. It is not only good for my mental health, but I'm on this journey where the more I learn, the more I can help serve you guys, and the more I can benefit my life, and the more growth I have in my own personal journey, the more I am able to serve you guys. And that is so important for me in my life, because that is my passion. My passion is to heal and grow personally so that I can relay that message to you guys and really help you along in your journey. And I'm hoping that this YouTube channel, the Girl Don't Settle YouTube channel, will be one of those resources for you. That is why I do these videos. I want to be of service to you. I want to help you become the woman that I know is in there, that you can be, so that you can live out your dreams, whatever that may look like for you. My dream was to travel and to have freedom and be an entrepreneur, and that is exactly what I'm doing now after having my own personal reinvention and continuing to reinvent myself. So I hope that these 10 simple daily habits have inspired you in some way. I know that these habits have completely changed my life and have helped me become the type of woman I always wanted to be. And if you have any other habits that you would like to add to this list, I would love to hear from you. Please comment below. Don't forget to like this video and share with anyone you think can benefit from this.